What's good, my people? Hey, man. So look, y'all already know the Lord be talking to your boy, and I be having to give y'all wisdom. I be having to give y'all game because you already know what time it is around these streets. All right, so look, before I do that, let me give you a scripture of the day because we got to start like this right here. You feel me? 2 Timothy 1 through 7. All right. Verse 7. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. The reason why we use that scripture for today is because some things I say, depending on the person, might scare you, may not. You know what I'm saying? But just know, God always reveals what he gonna do to his people, so that way we be prepared for whatever's coming. All right. So the reason why I be so harping on like y'all getting into crypto is because I understand where the world is going. You know what I'm saying? I've been understanding for a long time. It's been an agenda for a long time to eliminate the dollar, to move everything to crypto. As y'all can see, we got a crypto-friendly president now, and that's all he's been talking about lately, passing these crypto bills. You can already see where the world is going. All right. So if you're not tapped into this system already, you might want to get tapped in. Now, again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. You know what I'm saying? This is just strictly what I'm doing and strictly what I'm getting prepared for, just so I can put y'all on game. And then again, you can go talk to whoever else you need to talk to. But this crypto wave is about to be huge. Not only that, we got some more stuff to talk about. But the cryptos that I've been investing in, XRP, XLM, HBAR, maybe Jasmy, Ethereum, Bitcoin, you can never go wrong with those. And either Cardano, any of those, you know what I'm saying? Those type of cryptos, you know what I'm saying? So those are some of the main ones. They got a lot of other smaller ones and stuff like that. I believe all of those that I named are going to be really, really big in the future. Now, the reason why it's so important to take heed to stuff early, be proactive and not reactive, is because when things happen, you don't want to be scrambling. You know what I'm saying? So I've been watching a lot. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot. I've been watching two prophets that I trust that's been very accurate over these last few years. Not even gonna name them because I know how people are about prophets. And the Bible too. Bible does tell you got to be aware of false prophets because in the last days there's gonna be a lot of false prophets. So I always test the spirits. You know what I'm saying? And see if stuff line up. If people janky, it's going to show because they stuff going to be wrong every time. But if you got people who's consistently right about everything they said, even if it didn't happen that day, it happened over time. Those are the people that I listen to. So one of the guys in particular was talking about XRP when it was at 40 cents. And that thing, he said it was going to go up. It was going to skyrocket and it was going to skyrocket even more. So between that time and where it's at now, currently at like $3 and something, I've seen, a business partner make $1 million. Y'all know I showed you QB Stu. I seen him make $1 million off of it. And he actually listened to that prophet as well and watched the video before as well. So that's one of the prophets I listened to. He made him $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And he's still just coming out with more and more stuff. And then there's another lady that I watch as well. That has been prophesying about a lot of stuff that's just recently happened, which is some insane stuff. But there's a lot of other things like this year is supposed to be the true beginning of like some of the worst times that we're going to ever see on this earth. You know what I'm saying? It's always in the fall. I don't know if y'all remember, I made a couple of videos years back, but I made one in 2023. It was either called We Don't Have Much Time Left. I think that was one of them. And then the other one was in like 2023 or 2022. And it said, prepare for what's coming. A lot of that stuff, I told you there was a window between that time where we was at then in 2030, where we was going to start seeing a lot of stuff happen on this earth, right? Again, I ain't talking about Jesus' return because nobody knows the day or the hour, even though I do. Honestly, me personally, I believe it's going to be 2030. Just to throw that out there, but nobody knows the day or the hour. But I have a lot of data to back that up. But I don't know for sure, you know what I'm saying? But I just know between now and then, we're going to see a whole lot of stuff on this earth pop off. A lot more natural disasters, as you've been seeing, a whole lot of crazy stuff happen in Texas. Like the birth pains will continue to increase. And there's nothing you can do to pray that away, because it's the end times and this is where we're at. You know what I'm saying? So there's supposed to be potentially this year or next year some type of power outage, blackout, EMP, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't know how long it's going to last, but there's supposed to be something along those lines, potentially. You know what I'm saying? That could happen this year. And famine, of course, between this year and next year. There's been famine in different countries, but as far as the U.S., which I thought it would have been like a couple years ago, but people was praying and kind of prayed that away. But from what these prophets are saying, ain't no praying this stuff away now, no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it got to happen. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff the Bible prophesies got to happen. So, yeah, they saying potentially this year, between really August and the rest of the year, just watch out for the rest of the year, just to be prepared, basically. Be prepared, stock up on some food. I'm telling y'all right now, hit the stores. If COVID didn't teach you nothing, you know what I'm saying? If COVID did not teach you nothing, then something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So be prepared early. Stay proactive and not reactive. All right? So go stock up on you some toiletries. Go stock up on you some canned goods. Go stock up on you some water. And go on Amazon or wherever else you can find like solar. Like they got solar phone chargers. You know what I'm saying? To get the energy from the sun so you can still charge your phone in case, we have some type of outage or some, crazy stuff. Just start doing some deep, stuff. There's a couple of YouTube channels that's like preparedness YouTube channels that people always think they crazy, but it's funny because them the same people in the movies that be right in the end, you know what I'm saying? They always preparing like way earlier. Like they've been preparing. Some of these people have been preparing since like 2020 and just stocking up and doing all type of stuff. And people always think they weird and all that until stuff happened. They're like, dang. So I don't know if y'all seen the movie Leave the World Behind. If you haven't, you already know that people already put stuff in movies. I kind of got to watch what I say because ain't no telling what could happen to this video or my channel, but for even saying what I'm saying, but it is what it is. But yeah, those movies, they put a lot of stuff in the movies. You know what I'm saying? So the Leave the World Behind joint had the plane crashes and all that. And then how ironic that this year, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of last year, we had so many different plane crashes. They also had the blackout in that movie and the phones messing up and all that. And we did have like some type of weird phone glitch. It was either earlier this year or last year. And then they talking about the real deal supposed to be this year in the fall, potentially, or next year. It's all got to happen, y'all. And I already know that. So again, don't be scared. Don't be alarmed. God is always in control. If you under his, under his wing, you know what I'm saying? In his place of rest, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you ain't, you might want to fall to your knees and seek Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to guide you on what you need to be doing. What type of investments you need to be making. Because I'm telling you, when this shift finally happened in banks. Oh, look, real quick, let me talk about the banks. So during this blackout, potential blackout, whatever the case is, banks are supposed to be getting froze. You ain't gonna be able to get your money out. I've been hearing this for years though, and it's crazy because it already happened to like 40 banks in China. California already had a bunch of banks freeze up before, like a few months ago, some type of months ago. And it's already been happening, but it's gonna happen on a larger scale. So just don't have too much money in the bank. Start pulling some money out and some cash. And then just be prepared for whatever, y'all, because I'm telling you, it's mess around, get ugly. And ain't no telling if they gon', let go of Medicaid or food stamps for people. And you already know, I don't know if y'all been watching the news, but yeah, that's already in the play, in the works, trying to get all that snatched away too. So it could be a lot of rioting. It can be a lot of all kind of stuff going on. And it's always in the fall. And the reason why it's always in the fall every year, because the last video I made was like in August, and it's always leading into the fall, is because it's the feast days that the Bibles talk about. So Feast of Trumpets, Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement, all that type of stuff. It's like the Day of Judgment and all that. It's just a bunch of different stuff. But every fall, it's always some crazy stuff going on. So we're going to see an uptick in earthquakes, volcano activity, natural disasters, crime, like everything just picks up in the fall. Like all type of weird stuff just start happening. Alien sightings, like just weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's always like that in the fall. But it's going to continue to get worse as we progress closer and closer to the 2030 mark. I'm telling you, it's just going to get ugly. And I just want my people to be prepared. So that's why I've been harping on trying to get your money right. Because if we know that everything eventually is going to move to crypto, why not be ahead of the curve? You know what I'm saying? Why not get in some of these coins that they're talking about? And pray for the best. You know what I'm saying? Because I've already seen it. I've already seen what it do. I've already seen what it's doing on my account, and I got in a little late. I've already seen what it did to other people's account that got in early when they took heed the first time, and now they made millions off of it. So I do believe in this season that God is going to bless his people massively, right? We talked about the Shiba Inu coin. Again, one thing I've learned by just being with God for so long is that some people can get timing wrong. You know what I'm saying? They might hear wrong on timing, but the message still the same. So a lot of stuff that might not have happened at that current moment will probably happen in the future. One thing I know is God's timing is always perfect. You know what I'm saying? So he might give somebody a word and they might kind of mix it up with their own little thing and give, you know, maybe a wrong date or something, but the message was still clear, and whatever happened is going to happen is going to happen. But it just might not happen until God's ready for it to happen. Or somebody could have prayed, you know, to have more time before it happens so they get their funds together, you know, stuff like that. So that's, you know, a lot of stuff, because I remember we talked about the little Shiba Inu joint, and I do believe all that's still going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm starting to see it through these other coins as well. I do believe all that stuff is still going to happen, but it's going to happen on God's timing. His timing is so perfect. Like, what would it look like if everything blacked out, right? The whole system got reset, and then they came back like, we're only using crypto now, and then the freaking crypto market skyrockets. That's what I believe is really going to happen, honestly. It's going to have to be something like that to reset the system, because the dollar got to go eventually. So I believe it might be something like that. And then all the people who was in crypto just made tons of money. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe God will bless his people in this time, because we going to have to be the people that's going to be able to help when all this famine hit, when there's no food or no power or whatever. I do believe God's people will be prepared. God's true people, not the ones who playing the fence and straddling the fence, but the people who really been locked in. You know what I'm saying? Serving, paying their tithes, truly in the word of God in the mornings or whatever time, truly locked in with the Lord. I believe those are people who are going to be blessed, because we're going to take heed to the warnings ahead of time. We're going to be prepared. When stuff hit the fan, we there. And again, there are a lot of prepared YouTube channels. It's called SHTF. So ish hit the fan. that's like if you just type them 4 letters in, you will see a lot of preparedness channels. They do have a lot of kits or whatever, you know what I'm saying, preparing this stuff. These people like for real, and they've been preparing for this for a long time, because they already knew what time it was. Because you just never know how long you're gonna be without power. You never know how long you're gonna be without food. Y'all seen the movies, bro. If you're not convinced now that the movies is gonna give you a prediction of what's, you know, these the elites we talking about. So they gonna warn you a little bit, and then they gonna do what they say. If you ain't prepared, that's on you. You feel me? So I always pray for wisdom every day, and God gives me wisdom. He gives my wife wisdom, and she was like, "Look, you need to go make you a video, because it's about to get real out here." So I'm like, "All right, let me get on this video." You know what I'm saying? Because I've been thinking about it and watching a lot of stuff. I'm like, okay, I gotta at least warn the people to be halfway ready for what's potentially coming. It ain't what's potentially, it's coming. We just don't know exactly what time frame, but it's better to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So, and then most importantly, of course, just your relationship with Jesus Christ is the most important. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could die any day, and you want to make sure your heart is right. You want to make sure that you counted worthy to escape all the things that's coming anyway. And you just want to make sure your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. So that way, when you do go, hey, you hit them pearly gates. You know what I'm saying? Where there's no more pain, no more worry, no more doubt, no more bills. No, none of that. No more nighttime. No more going to the restroom, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the craziest thing. Like, none of that stuff is going to air it. Like, We're going to have our own mansions. We're going to be up there enjoying time. We get crowns. The people who did what they were supposed to do going to get crowns, you know what I'm saying, and robed and clothed and that good old. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a good time when we get there. But until then, we got to operate here. So this is what we got to be getting ready for, because it's about to get a little hectic out here over these next few years, to be honest. Like, I believe this is where it's about to get real. I believe that COVID and all that was just a trial run, a little test, and now it's about to get serious. Like, if you didn't get enough time to find out and prepare for what's popping off, it's about to get real in these streets. So my main goal is just to continue to warn the people, get ready, get your money together, get your money out the banks all the way. Keep some in there again for bills and all that, but try to get it out now, because by the time it happens, you will not be able to get it out. And you might have to take little increments out at a time over the next few weeks just to have some cash or whatever. But I'm telling you, when it pop off, you're going to be like, hey, Jay said it. And I'm telling you, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff is wild, y'all. Like, how much time I got? I'm on 16 minutes? Okay, cool. So we still good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, on a brighter note, these markets that we be in, you know what I'm saying, it's a blessing to know the skill. Again, if you somebody, this is not the time to be disobedient in these markets. This is the time to get your paper and be good stewards of it. You know what I'm saying? God is looking at those people who are going to be good stewards over the money he's giving them, because if he cannot trust you with a little bit right now, he will not be able to trust you with millions of dollars in the future. You know what I'm saying? So if you stingy right now, he's not going to give you the money in the future. I'm telling you right now, because he already know what you're going to do with it. He already know you're going to hoard the money. You know, he already know you're not going to steward it right. He already know you're not going to be giving it to people. Again, we want to be blessed to be a blessing, right? So I'm praying for multi-millions, because I want to be able to, like, when stuff really go down, I want to be able to provide whatever people need to make sure they get what they want. I got enough stuff I want. I'm good. And I just want to make sure other people get what they need. I want to make sure we get a new church, because my church family looking for a new church. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. So just continue to ask God what it is he needs you to see, what he needs you to do, and understand, man, like, this might just be the moment that y'all been waiting on, that God been waiting on for you. Like, you've been trying to get rich and or whatever the case is in these markets and all that. And he's just probably been trying to prepare you for what's really about to pop off, because who knows? These cryptos may be the play. It really is the play, but I'm just going to say maybe the play for you to finally get the wealth you've been looking for. But the real question is, what are you going to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Are you only focused on your goals and what you've always wanted? And if you selfish like that, then he's not going to give it to you. So if you focus on other people's needs as well and making sure other people can eat and get what they need in this time of famine or whatever, then you can be trusted. You know what I'm saying? But God truly knows the heart. So just remember that. You know what I'm saying? So you can say all you want, how you going to do with the money, but he truly know what you're going to do. Because if you stingy with the $100 you got now and you in need, but you still won't help somebody else, this is what I've heard before. When you hit a plateau, right? And that simply means when you're going through a hard time, sow money anyway, sow time anyway, sow whatever you got anyway. And that just means giving. Like, let's say you got a bill that's due, right? And you know it need to be paid, but you don't got the money. Just sow a seed to a church, sow a seed to somebody. Even though you in need, still sow a seed. God, he honors that. He looks at that. You know what I'm saying? Because what you do with that few, he can trust you with much. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like the lady in the Bible that had the 2 pennies or the 2 mites or whatever they call it, 2 pennies, and everybody else was balling. They gave out of all of their abundance, right? And she only gave all she had. He said, this lady right here gave more than everybody in here, because she gave all she had. And y'all gave out of y'all abundance. Y'all barely gave, and y'all could have gave more. She gave everything she had. For that, she blessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, y'all. But again, stay prepared so you ain't got to get prepared. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Don't be scared. Understand a lot of changes about to happen. You're going to see a lot more violence, a lot more natural disasters, earthquakes, volcanoes, mudslides, all type of crazy stuff. But just understand that God is always in control. Pray over your household. Plead the blood of Jesus over your people, over your finances, over your family. And let God handle the rest, man. Sit in the rest place and tell him, look, I ain't big enough to handle all this stuff that's coming. You got it, Lord. Just guide me on what I need to be doing. Simple as that, man. So you boy, I love y'all, man. I continue to make videos like this every blue moon, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta make them because I just gotta make sure your hearts is right, hearts is right and prepared for what's coming. But I love y'all. Comment below what you think. If you've been having dreams and visions, that's another thing. A lot of people been having dreams and visions and all kinds of stuff, as the Bible predicted, that will happen in the last days. So continue to stay prayed up. Holla at your boy in the next one. Peace.